Hey folks, welcome to The Terrible Truth, live from Ybor City, in historic Ybor City, near downtown Tampa. Today's Terrible Truth show, we're going to be talking a little bit about intimidating women, and we're going to hit on some other topics, like do guys get over exes faster than women, and maybe dating older and younger men, the verses. Saw a few articles on that. And then I have some notes. Finally got the notes from Miss Cookbook over here.
You.
So I just showed her this article before we get into the intimidating women. And it was, are women easier than ever? So we're going to dive a little bit into this, and I'm going to read this article here. It says, in the past, a man had to woo a lady in order to get some action. A new study found that over 25% of women sleep with a man within the first week of dating him, and that men do very little to get this kind of sexual gratification that used to cost men time and money. In fact, 30% of young men's relationships don't even have an ounce of romance. No courting, no Sade, no candles, just sex. This, my friends, might possibly be a turn for the better for men. We don't have to work. This is awesome. We just got to show up. And this is what the researchers found. Also, according to a University of Texas Austin sociologist, Mark Regnerus, sounds so close to Ragnaros.
Yeah.
Mark Regnerus, an uneven ratio between the sexes may also contribute to this. Well, no crap. At U.S. colleges, 57% of the student body is women. Yes, this is very true. And it's quite nice. As a current college student, I have to admit it is quite nice. Leading the female gender to compete for men's affections. In the real world, the imbalance continues, especially in cities like New York, where single women outnumber single men by more than 210,000. That's quite a nice number.
Is that because they're sluts, or?
No, that's because there's more men. There's 200,000 more single women than single men in New York City. Partly because the women are going, oh, I'm going to go get there and get myself a business guy. And the men are like, screw that. New York is expensive. So that could be a contributing factor. Such statistics make men quicker to have sex, slower to commitment, and just plain pickier, Ragnaris says. Whereas women seem to lower their standards for fear of ending up alone. Now, I've got a friend. She just graduated this last semester. And she is almost 30, and she is fearful that she's going to become an old maid. And I keep telling her that that is not going to happen. Some guy is going to come and pick her, sweep her up off her feet, just come by and snatch her up. But the only obstacle to that is probably going to be her and what she's willing to tolerate. Now, she is by no means intimidating. There's another friend who will end up alone, and it's just for the simple fact that she is intimidating, or she comes off that way. She's not intimidating to me. I don't think she's intimidating. I think she's kind of confrontational. And that's the intimidation factor, and just because of that, guys are going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. First off, she doesn't need me or want me. What am I here for? And I have to deal with this crap? I'm sorry, I'm out. And that's how guys perceive intimidating women. It's not necessarily that you're intimidating or we won't want to approach you. If you look good enough, we will want to approach you. The thing is, are we willing to put up with your BS? There's this one motivational poster I see, and it's got this beautiful babe laying out on the beach. She's stomach down, she's topless. so you don't really see anything. But she's in this real sexy pose. She's got the wet skin and all that and the wet hair. And the caption says, "It doesn't matter how good she looks. Somebody somewhere has had it up to here with her shit." And it's very true. I saw that poster years ago, and I've come to live by it. And I've no problem approaching and talking to women. Asking them out seems to be my hang up, but approaching them, talking to them, it's not a factor for me. And this can also lead into the intimidating woman factor, which I just described. If she's that beautiful, she's going to end up alone. I know this one woman, she's 52 years old. Now, granted, she's more down to earth, and I still don't know why the hell she's alone at 52 years old, or still single, and still dating. But she's smoking hot. She can put the 20-year-olds to shame. Anyway, what do you think about all this?
I've seen it in, like, definitely because my neighborhood is full of tweens, and they all act very intimidating. They all do that. They do the Google Eyes where they can get free rides from the dudes, and
What do they do? What do your friends do to intimidate the guys?
to intimidate them, they
Yes.
well, one of my friends, she'll sleep with them, but she'll do the whole I'm not into the whole relationship emotion deal, so don't expect to think that you can call me or whatever kind of thing.
She does that?
Yeah.
Why are women do? That's a question I got for you ladies out there. For all of you on Facebook, are you on the Facebook sites?
Yeah.
Are we getting anything from anybody?
No comments, no nothing. Keep going.
All right. Okay.
I'm not important. No one cares.
Pretty much.
So what is it with you ladies out there doing this now? I don't understand it. You're the ones that usually want the relationships and want the emotions, and now you're the ones saying that you don't want this stuff. What the hell? Confusing. Further proves my point that women don't know what they want till a man teaches them. Keep going.
Maybe they want it to be a big deal because they want to seem that they're different. 'Cause women like
That's what it is. You guys want to be different.
yeah, they want it to seem like, oh, she's an awesome chick. She doesn't want any relationship. She just wants to have sex. Everyone wants her. Everyone loves her. She wants that attention. I put that in here too. How women find ways to get attention.
Well, yeah, we know they're attention whores.
Yeah. And they'll find they create their own methods and everything, and the whole intimidation though.
What is it? I got a question for you. What is it that women want?
I have right here 3 things:
Oh, my
attention,
God.
power, diamonds, and it's a 3-step
Diamonds?
process.
Why diamonds?
Jewels,
Oh.
diamonds. Why? Because that is the 3rd step. First step, I put on here too, is attention. When a guy turns as they walk away and looks at them, damn, that's their successful attempt of getting attention. They love it. They love that. And then the 2nd step is the most hardest step, is power. That is getting inside a guy's head and owning his feelings, like being in control of him, where they can make a guy go nuts.
So women want to
whenever they
own men's feelings.
They want.
I can
they
see
want,
that.
They want the love and care, and to get inside the head is to where that's how they control them. That's their power, is to have the man love them and give them everything they want. That is their true power, is being inside the man's head. That's why guys, like bad boys or pigs, just sleep with them and throw them out to side because they put a barrier there because they don't want to deal with the shit. They don't want a manipulative woman who will get inside their head just to fuck them over, because that's what they're afraid of.
So the women controlling the man's emotions will try and fuck him over?
Of course. Eventually a woman is going to fuck a man over, mostly. I'm not saying all women. I'm not saying all women. Don't cry about it now. Don't get all, oh, I'm victimized, bullshit. I mean, there are decent women out there. I'm saying that most of them pull that bullshit, though, because they want to get inside the head. They love the power of, having a guy go nuts for them. And that's step 3, is when after they have the power to control their feelings and the guy loves them and head face in the mud for them. That's 3rd step.
That's a new expression, head face in the mud.
Yep. They will go head face in the mud just so they can come out clean and not get their little shoes all muddy. Step 3 is when they get all the jewels. It's when they get married and they find a rich guy and they just shower them with gifts and love and care. Women, of course, women want to be pampered. They love it. They want to be covered in $1 million jewelry, Gucci and Vuitton. Who doesn't want that?
Biker chicks.
bike. That's the 3-step process that they do. Attention, there's all types of ways of their attention they do. And then second step is finding ways to manipulate a guy and get the guy to fall in love with them. And then third step is getting the, after all that work they put into hard work and winning the guy, they get rewarded. Diamonds.
Okay. So they're all just looking for the diamonds.
Of course.
Are you looking for diamonds?
Totally, because I don't need diamonds. I don't know. I want to travel. That's my goal.
You want to travel?
Yes. My last resort is that if I don't make enough money to afford it, then I will marry an old man that is rich so I can, travel. I want to travel.
Okay.
I want to see New Zealand. I want to see the mountains, and I want to go snow skiing.
Why New Zealand?
It's pretty.
Okay.
Greenland, New Zealand.
Greenland?
Greenland.
There's nothing but ice in Greenland.
Kill polar bears. Be a polar bear slayer.
She wants to kill the polar bears. The blizzard bears.
Blizzard bears.
So what is it the men want?
I think he can answer that one.
No, he asked you.
I'm
Well, of course
asking
they
you.
want sex, but I mean, it seems like with the whole intimidating shit, how they don't want to deal with the bullshit, that they're actually going to end up wanting an honest relationship. So women are pretty much just fucking themselves over because women do want an honest relationship. Not all women want to be gold diggers. I mean, I think that's a way of them coping with men being pigs. Like, I'm just going to use him for all his money then because, no one will love me. But I mean, if women keep pushing themselves to be sluts like this, and men will eventually, no one wants to attack herpes. I mean, if women keep doing what they're doing, horses will fall into place where we're like Europe. There's a ton of diseases over there. If you want all diseases, go to Europe.
Really?
Yes, because all it is sex over there: drugs, sex, and techno, and dance clubs.
So they replaced rock and roll with techno.
Oh my god.
It's already here. Dubstep and everything.
Oh
Skrillex.
my god.
It's all coming in here, and all little tweens listen to it now. Like, oh my god, dubstep is amazing. I love Skrillex.
What the hell is this crap?
He wasn't famous in March. In March was when I went to Ultrafest in Miami, and Skrillex was nobody. No one heard of him. A month later, oh my god, Skrillex is awesome, and everyone was in dubstep.
Right.
Europe is coming over here. Women are becoming more easier and sluttier, and men, I mean, hopefully they choose a smart decision, not. I mean, of course, they're happy that they.
Well, I found that women in Europe, they tend to be. Well, I was in Italy, so they were a bit more family oriented in Italy.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they usually only have 1 to 2 children in Italy now.
Why?
I have no idea, but their population is on the decline because of that. I don't know exactly what happened or why, but just for the past 40, 50 years, they've only had 1 or 2 children.
They don't want to deal with 5. Screaming
It
kids
could
running
be,
around
could
stuff,
be.
And it's also expensive to take care of kids these days. Like, back in the day, a man with no wife, with 10 children, was able to take care of all of themselves and take care of all his 10 children and himself and be fine. Nowadays, a happy, perfect couple with 1 child can't even take care of them.
That's because women take care of their kids too much.
I mean, everything's expensive. Diapers.
No,
all
because
this
it's
shit.
motherfucking expensive, and that's her point.
Yeah.
Diapers, toys, shits,
The
shots.
The baby industry is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, and a woman's mostly do it by herself.
And we have new TV shows of women being 16 and pregnant. So
Yep.
it's elevating. It's a demand in babies, so it's a demand in products. Bam.
There's a demand in babies. 16-year-old girls are demanding to have babies now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's true.
And in a really blunt, because they won't admit it, they're gonna be like, oh, we want this baby. That's just fucked up. And you're saying you don't love your child. Just throw it at them.
So on the one hand, we have Casey Anthony killing her child. Although we can never really say that. We don't know for sure. But definitely child neglect. I mean, And then we have other girls that just want to have a baby.
Oh, too stupid to wear a condom on birth control. Because it's free. There is a teenager health clinic off of Babcock here for free to give you free condoms birth control. And I don't know. They piss me off sometimes.
Well, no, they look at it as embarrassing because it's about sex. So
They don't tell their parents.
Oh.
They're all women talk to you. There's no men that's going to give you a free pap smear because you can get those. You can get HIV tests for free. Feed in a little cup and you can tell if you got disease or not. Or nasty hoe. They did it all for you and it's all.
shouldn't a woman know if she's a nasty hoe or not?
They're in denial.
They're in denial. What's that, Mr. Nice Guy?
Also, I was actually thinking about how these teenagers these days are getting pregnant more and more. It's like, for example, our last generation, pretty much, let's say, use my father, for example. He has all this knowledge from Vietnam and 9/11 survivor. He has all this knowledge. I really just want to suck it out of him. I want to know what he's learned in the past. And then these teenagers who are having babies,
They don't know shit.
exactly, what are they going to teach their kids? They're going to teach them high school shit because they're still in high school. So the kids are only going to, they're just, life is going to be
Here's
like
the
high school.
thing.
raising
Check
babies.
this out. You got the teenagers are basically are starting to be the products of my generation. Now, my generation, we knew a little bit. A hell of a lot more than the generation, like the 20-year-olds that are out there right now. Oh my goodness. But a lot of, based off of my own interaction with my parents and whatnot, a lot of what my dad and my mother know, I have not learned until much later. So it wasn't with me when I was, in the military 10 years ago. So there's that kind of generational gap as far as the passing of knowledge. And now, Dad's trying to tell me stuff now, and I'm like, yeah, I've kind of already figured that out.
Yeah.
But that's also a factor of I'm very smart. I've got a pretty high IQ, and I read a lot.
He's making comments.
No.
He said very.
No, I said nerd.
And I was a nerd back in the day, so what?
You still are a nerd.
Nerds were made this society, this nation. We have iPads.
Steve Jobs, look at that. Bam!
That's what the show
Damn.
is. Two nerds on the show.
That's great.
That's why we
So,
have low ratings.
Yeah, and what have nerds not brought to society?
I've actually got a lot of information from my father. He passed on a lot so far. But, like, my other compatriots, my other fellow, early 30ites, we, let me tell you, they didn't learn squat from their parents. I'm telling, my buddy Tommy, he's learning most of his stuff, he's learned from his dad in the past 5 years. He didn't learn it back when he was 20 years old. So that's kind of a generational gap. Now, people a little bit older than me, their children are now your friends. If they got married at 20 and whatnot and had children in their 20s, early 20s. Now their children are the ones you're seeing going through high school and stuff now. They're brain dead because their parents never taught it to, their grandparents never taught it to their parents. And their parents have followed suit and not taught their children squat either. And their parents are now in panic mode sometimes because they now know that they need to know what their parents knew. So there is this generational, the generational gap is gaining momentum. Less knowledge is being passed on. Pretty soon it'll be like, you ever seen that movie Idiocracy?
Is that where everyone is dumb? That movie?
The guy, they took a guy that had a median intelligence. He was just a normal, run-of-the-mill, wasn't smart, wasn't stupid, just an average guy. and they put him in a cryogenics program.
Yeah, he's
And he ends
all-
up going 500 years into the
he's
future
Wilson or something.
with some, and there's a volunteer stripper there
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that girl. Yep, I saw
They
that.
both became the smartest people on the planet
Yep.
because everything had become computerized and automated. And
That's gonna be us. 2000, like I can't say 2012. That's not happening. More like 2050.
you think that thing is going to be that fast?
Yeah, especially at our rate, we're overpopulating with an increasing amount of speed.
No, no. I think the number of smart people. This is what's going to happen. The number of smart people is going to shrink, but they're going to stay dedicated.
They're gonna hide in those.
They're not going to hide, but they're
I'll
because
hide.
because what it is there's a love of knowledge that some people have, and that's never going to fade. There's going to be certain people that are going to have that love for knowledge, aka nerds. So, ladies,
Nerds.
let me tell you something about nerds. They've read the books on how to make sure your parts are working correctly with sex.
What does that mean? That's why. That's
Give
why,
them the practice, and I bet you they will become the best lovers you'll ever meet.
That's why. Hey, isn't that why a lot of nerds are gotta be in colleges?
No. No. I won't doubt that there are some nerds that become gynecologists, but that doesn't mean much as far as sexual pleasure. He just knows what he's looking at when,
Like,
you know,
the
he
nose-
sees...
The nose of female body. That's all I was asking.
Well, the bad boys know that too because they've had practice.
They get some.
But the thing with the bad boys is they ain't going to care about the girl.
Bad boys just got the swag. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The style.
Whereas the nerd will care about the girl.
And why don't girls want those nerds?
They become needy.
They're nerds?
Yeah, they're on general, it's typically seen as they are a needy type of person. Like your GameStop guy. That's your friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh, love me, mother. Dude, what the hell?
Yeah. That was insane. Like she was scared out of her mind. Like she
Yeah,
was,
well, that's a way to freak a girl out, Dippy.
And then he comes out just like, oh, I was drunk, it's whatever. Dude, we'll slap you. In the morning he was flying on how much money he has and blah blah blah, and I was like,
And women, you want to know why guys do that? Because it works. Because it works. That's why guys do that. They tell you what they drive, how big their house is, how big their boat is, how nice their car is.
Because they know that's the only thing women would listen to.
Exactly. They're
Women would
appealing
listen
to your desire for creature
to the
comforts,
status.
for materialism.
what I say, it's diamonds. Diamonds.
They're appealing to
Right
your
there.
diamond nature. And it works. Let's take a prime example in our society of Hugh Hefner. That dude is now old and crusty and ugly, but he's a millionaire. And he's got a mansion full of hot 20 to 30-year-olds.
Boob jobs bigger than your mom's butt cheeks.
That's correct. So, here's this other article that I saw. It says, "Do guys move on too quickly?" Now, what do you think? What do you think about that? Before we even get into the article, what do you think?
Move on, as in like from sex, like a relationship.
Move
type?
on from a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, they like you said, they react rationally. They're not gonna just mope and cry over a girl all day. The most is they're gonna get drunk for a week, you know, sleep with, have senseless, meaningless sex with random hookers, and get over it.
With random hookers.
Yeah, do the Charlie Sheen move.
The Charlie Sheen. Well, you need tiger's blood for that.
No, you don't. That's a lie. He's a liar. Just go to the zoo and get a little.
Did you see any recent interviews with
injected
Charlie
inside
Sheen?
you. No.
All right, he's sobered up a little bit since his coke-induced rants back earlier this year.
He's by winning.
Yeah. And so he saw some of the old footage. They played it for him in one of his interviews, and he's like, wow, I was trashed. He was like, yeah, that was a little over the top. I'm still, having fun and I'm still a winner, but that might have been a little much.
Yeah. Good old Charlie Sheen.
Dude, he provided, that whole month, he provided some of the best quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got tiger's blood. I'm a freaking warlock. I mean, what the hell?
That was awesome.
Which, by the way, for any of you gamers out there, has inspired a host of warlocks in the game of World of Warcraft named Charlie Sheen.
No.
Yeah, you'll see him.
What?
Yeah, see, she hasn't been on the game. She plays the game a little bit. She hasn't been on the game.
A little bit, bitch. I was on my server's top raid guild doing Ice Crown and shit. Owning those
Who wasn't
bitches.
doing Ice Crown? I was doing Ice Crown.
Faggots, people who sucked and noobs who couldn't get past the bone guy, like retards.
They couldn't get past
There's a
the...
lot of guilds that can't get past them. They're like those family.
What the hell was his name?
Lord Marigar.
Okay, yeah, the bone guy.
Hellbonia.
It was basically this big blue glowing skeleton with 3 heads
And it's like a giant
and a
axe.
really cool looking axe. Anyway, so
We gotta discuss that, by the way. Our World of Warcraft script. I want to make one.
You wanna make one?
Yes, it's good. I have it all planned out. I don't know where I wrote it. I'm sad now.
do you want to include the new expansion that they're coming out with?
We got to. I mean, people will bitch about it.
You want to throw in the
The nerds will bitch
Pandera,
about the pandas.
the pandas?
Put them on the side. They won't be that important. We'll have them as like the hippies of World of Warcraft.
The hippies?
Yeah.
Well, they're
Here,
making it
yeah.
like they're going to be the Chinese guys.
Yeah, so you go, here man, eat our bamboo. Like, it's relaxing. I'd be like, weed,
Oh, that's...
like stoners. Like, I have koalas there too, just like smoking out of bamboo pipes. Like, yeah, man. It'll be like they'll like hand out a peace offering and stuff. Like, the main characters will be like the Tauren and the human paladin. Tauren warrior and human paladin. And we'll have an undead warlock and the blood elf female priest. And it'll be about the Horde Alliance at first.
I
Like,
take
there
it you're
will
going to be the
sworn enemies.
blood elf female
What
priest?
do you mean me? I can't pull off that.
What are you talking about? You can't pull off that.
I don't have giant ears.
We make giant ears.
I'm not planning on being the. I want to write the movie. We'll find the sexy little blood elf who can be the priest.
Okay.
And in the movie, like there'll be sworn enemies and shit, and like because of the female.
Well, let's
blood
save
elf-
this for after the show.
Okay, yeah.
Before we nerd it up too
Getting-
much.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I thought it all. I thought it all.
What the hell was that?
Sleeping.
That was sleeping? Sounded like a pig snort.
Wink, wink.
What's
What say you, Mr. Nice Guy?
that?
Did you hear what he did?
I don't know.
It sounded weird. It sounded like in between a fart and a pig snort.
We're getting off topic here.
So guys move on too quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I call it average. I mean, they don't sit around moping over a girl forever. They get over and move on.
Check this out. This was my favorite quote in this article. We'll read a little bit of the article, but I want to go right to this quote. It says, "So what gives? First, experts hasten to point out that this phenomenon cuts across both genders." So here's the article. Do guys move on too quickly? The thesis of this article is yes, guys move on too quickly compared to women. But then it says right here in like the 3rd or 4th paragraph, first, experts hasten to point out that the phenomenon cuts across both genders. What the hell? Basically, what that means with that statement is this article is about nothing. It's wasting your time because men also take a while to get over women. Now, granted, our grieving process to get over our ex doesn't involve moping about forever. And like Miss Cookbook had said, we'll go get some hookers and strippers.
Woo!
We'll mope around a few days, and then we're out to the club because we want to feel better. And we know what to do to feel better, and it ain't eating chocolate ice cream. So start packing on the pounds, ladies. That'll help you out. That'll help you get another guy. You want a guy? It's called a Stairmaster. Get on it and get skinny and get some trashy lingerie while you're at it. Because at the end of the day, all we're interested in is looks. And no one falls in love with your personality at first sight. We fall in love with your tits and your ass. And we stick around because of what you're willing to do with them.
Boom! That just happened.
You like that?
Stewie
Have you seen that movie?
No. We're gonna have a sexy party.
Okay. That movie is that's a quote from the Ugly Truth. The movie The Ugly Truth.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen it? Oh, it's awesome. It's
Got the
awesome.
name from.
Yeah, we couldn't use The Ugly Truth for the show because that would have been just totally cool. So we went with The Terrible Truth because the truth isn't just ugly. It is terrible. So we just kind of elevated the truthfulness and the ugliness of the truthfulness and how terrible the truth is because the truth hurts. So if you want to get a man, you don't need 12 steps, you need one. And it's called a blowjob.
Oh, damn.
That's also in the movie.
You're like encouraging women to be sluts.
Yeah, his whole premise, the only thing I don't like, I don't agree with the character is, I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't, but his whole argument was that women should just try and find lust instead of love first. So he was trying to encourage women to be kind of slutty. Because he wasn't really looking for a relationship. But he ends up getting a relationship as you watch the movie. So let's get back to the article about guys moving on too quickly. Some experts, or it is some sort of trend among single women. Colleen says that 3 guys she's dated gotten married shortly after their breakup. One guy she dated a few times, one she dated for 4 months, and one she was with for 3 years. The same for Jody, who dated Frank for 4 months. 5 months after they broke up, he was engaged to someone else. Meanwhile, she dated Tom for a short while, and then only a month after their breakup, he had a fiancée. My brother-in-law jokes that the next guy will get engaged to someone while we're on our first date, says Jody. Susan says it's happened to her too, 3 times. It was so demoralizing, she decided to stop dating altogether. This phenomenon, ladies, is quite simply interesting. It's interesting in a few ways because the men usually will go out with a girl, and if it's a rocky relationship or they have arguments and whatnot, it'll start cluing the guy into what he's not looking for in a woman. Plus, here's the thing. Some women want to get married to these guys, and they get upset when they don't, and the next girl comes in and gets the prize. Basically, she became the stepping stone for that next relationship of his. One of the reasons why he didn't want to get back with you was because of that past history, and he didn't want to repeat it. So he knew what not to repeat with the next girl and didn't.
So guys need girls to learn too.
This is true. That's because I usually say women don't know what they want till a man teaches them, which is true. And it's men kind of know, they do have an idea of what they want. So they do know what they want. But what happens in relationships with men is women show them exactly what they do not want. And to go along with that, they also show men how not to get that to come out in women. And because it's come out with those women in the past, a man will think it's probably going to come out again in the future. So it's not this one. No. I have to find someone new. It's just the way it is, ladies. I'm sorry. If y'all were a little bit easier going, instead of drama queens and got nagging all the time, you might get your dream guy. You might be able to catch him. You might be able to snag him. You might be able to get those diamonds from him. Right?
Yep. They are drama queens.
Yeah.
What is it with women being drama queens? Why? Is it because they want that emotional response all the time?
Wow.
I don't know. They got me thinking.
I think
Part
I-
of it,
I
they
think
want to
you're
get, they
right.
want to elicit the emotions in the men for power. But what about themselves?
They love drama. I think that's when they're at their best and greatest peak. When they're able to be fierce, is they love that emotion to feel that they have the power to overpower another woman. Like I talk about, all of this is competing. I told
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, it's all competing and.
So what is it with the
Playing
competition in women? Why is it like men? We're taught when we play our games, you know, when we're little kids, and we take the kids to baseball games and they play little league and whatever. Men are taught how to properly deal with competition, for the most part. Sometimes it gets slips through the cracks, but
Well, women are competitive too. Think of it like this way: there's a major.
yeah, I
league
know
baseball,
women are competitive,
and then
but
there's the
women get
competitive.
vicious with the competitiveness, whereas men don't quite have the vicious edge.
Well, that's for like MMA fighting and shit like that. That's the viciousness that comes out of men. They fight it out. Women fight it out too.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, I mean, you know, they'll shake hands or whatever at the end.
There's been women who fight and then are like make up the next day like best friends forever. Your best friend bracelets. Oh my god.
That never happens. That usually happens with guys. Women start fighting their bitter enemies to the
Grudges.
to the
I
last.
know, I've seen it.
Grudges.
I've seen it.
Grudges.
Yeah, they always hold. Usually
Sometimes men will
hold
fight and then they'll work out their differences and they become good buds.
I don't
They
know.
develop an understanding of each other.
Oh,
What are you
really?
shaking your head over there for, Dr.
Nothing.
Love-Strange?
Nothing, man.
Where's Soul Train, whatever?
Soul Train?
Yeah, the other guy with the red stripe in his hair.
DJ Change?
Oh, DJ Change, he's working.
Yeah, he has a job.
He's at 1015
Who's
radio
that?
station here.
Oh.
He's a DJ on a radio station now.
Well, okay.
That's a real job.
So, which, by the way, I'm thinking about moving the show to a time that's compatible for him so he can come back on.
Do you on his radio station?
Huh?
Do you on his radio station?
It's a music station.
Isn't that-
It's format. It's restricted format.
What does that mean?
It's a top 40 radio station. So that's their format. They have to play. That's what.
Okay. They don't want no change. Is that a good place where they won't allow change? Got it.
Right.
And it can be in the
They
morning.
might add shows in the future, but right now they're establishing themselves because this is what's happened. 93.3 was, for the past 20 years, has been the top 40 radio station. And for a long time, they were the only top 40 radio station in Tampa. The only one.
Wow.
Everybody else had some sort of other genre. They had urban, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock, soft rock, hard rock, all these others.
Yeah.
You know, adult contemporary. There's been a few adult contemporary stations. There's more adult contemporary stations than there are top 40 stations. So, 1015, they used to be, they were a rock and roll station, but they were the soft rock. So it'd be like, you know, they might play an occasional Metallica song, but they were never like, they weren't like 98 Rock, which was your rock and roll station, where they play all kinds of the hard rock stuff. So they would play, you know, the softer stuff, like, you know, U2 and stuff like that. Anyway, a few months ago, they started announcing they were going to do a format change and they were going to become competition for 93.3. So for the past 2-3 months now, they've been competition for 93.3. And so 93.3 is now having to step up their lame-ass game. And we'll see how long MJ continues to dial in his show. MJ's their morning radio guy. And he's got a national show. But MJ is the master at selling an audience through a commercial break. He knows how to sell an audience through a commercial break, which is how radio stations make their money. He's a master of it. His content, it's kind of iffy. One of the reasons why I personally think it's iffy, and MJ, you need to listen to this. I might be a novice in this radio stuff, but playing YouTube clips on a radio station is stupid. What the hell?
That's how you
People can't see the video. You're describing the video. People can't see it. People need to see it because video is a visual medium. How are you in this business and don't fully grasp that concept?
Radio stations are for ugly people. 'Cause you
No,
can't
they're
see
not.
them.
They're not for ugly people. My point is, well, I mean, that's the old adage. It's the old joke. She's got a face for radio, you know. Just like Dr. Lovestring, she's got a face for radio.
got a face for radio. Oh, that's.
As
you
Mr.
got-
as we
no,
get the
you got
reaction
face
from
radio, man.
as
I
we
see
get
on
the
camera.
reaction from Mr. Nice Guy, classic. Anyway, but my point to MJ is, it's visual. YouTube plays videos. It's designed so people can see them. Not while I'm driving down the road wanting to tune in on my friggin' phone to check out this video and crash into somebody. I mean, really, guy, come on. Play audio sound bites.
That's why people switch to 94.
I mean, that's really, other than that, his content is pretty all right. I mean, sometimes he'll get in some really cool, some really cool things. And that's also how he sells his commercial breaks, is when he's got that really cool content. So he does have really good content. But for crying out loud, YouTube videos on radio? Come on, man. MJ is, he's also got a talk show, radio talk show. And it's also a national show, and it's pretty big. So
Oh, it's been around more longer than mine.
that's the Schnitz show.
It's been around longer than Wild.
He comes on in this market. He comes on after Rush Limbaugh, so he follows up the most listened to radio show in the country. So and it might be it's probably good because I think his affiliates, since he's owned by the radio station that he's employed at is owned by Clear Channel. So his contract's through Clear Channel.
Yeah.
Rush is also contracted, I think, through Clear Channel.
Clear Channel, yeah, that's what
Gosh,
yeah.
So that might be helping him out and getting new radio stations, I think. But
Did 93 always had competition though? Over
no, for the longest time they didn't.
even when Wild came into play?
Well, Wild is they're more urban.
Yeah.
I mean, are they top 40?
They're starting to step up the top 40 now.
I think they're more
A little bit more, yeah.
they're more urban. I mean, come on, Orlando and the Freak Show. By the way, we love Orlando and the Freak Show. You guys are awesome. You guys help inspire us to dive into certain segments and certain topics on our segments, and whenever we do a show.
Their content level is like spot on when they talk about topic on there.
I don't know if it's spot on. I mean, they bring up good points, but one of the ways that they're able to do it, they have call-ins. They actually have people talking. Are you on the website? What?
Yes, well,
I see you're flirting around on fucking Facebook, guy. Come on.
there's no fucking comments, man. Keep talking.
Orlando.
There's no fucking comments. Keep talking.
Snip, snip.
So they have call-ins, so they're able to get listeners to call in and talk about their topics, and so it's really cool. And Orlando will usually take a side, and Navajo is quite funny. One of our favorite. We'll probably get into this when we talk about some of the sex stuff, but like, what are girls' favorite sexual positions and stuff like that. And she
That's
just
based on
belted
opinion.
out.
That's based on opinion.
Yeah, she belted out right there on the radio because she can't say doggy style on the radio. That's a violation of FCC.
So
We don't have to worry about those limitations.
She said wolf.
Not only can we say doggy style, but we can say doggy style sex. We can say doggy style fucking. Insert the penis in the pussy. We can say that because this is the internet and we're not regulated by the FCC.
No, she said-
So they're talking about this and it's funny as hell.
We need to go on YouTube.
Hmm?
We need to get bigger. We need to get on YouTube.
Yes, we are working on that. He started up a
Actually,
YouTube channel. Have you been logging in videos to the YouTube channel?
I'm still working on it because I need to edit it because our videos are too long, so I need to edit.
What do you mean the videos are too long? Up the bandwidth. We can do that. Click on it. It says upload. Click here if you want to increase the limit.
We have to decrease the limit. Our videos are like this go.
You can't have like hour-long videos on
Mr.
YouTube.
Nice Guy. Yeah, do that again.
Oh, the snip, snip, snip.
Yeah. I had to deal with that this week because I posted our stimulus package show. Last week's our stimulus package. I had to post it on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It was an hour long. It was like 50, well not an hour, it's 50 minutes long. I told Kat to go in there and increase the limit so we don't get stuck with the 15-minute deal. So you can do that. Yes, Dr. Lovestrange, even you can do that.
Okay, I just didn't know how. I didn't know how to do that, man.
Read the pages. It says it right there when you go to upload. Increase your time limit. Click here. Bam. You do it. You put in your phone number, and please tell me you did not use my fucking phone number for that.
No, I didn't.
All right.
That was just for the code, man. Just help get it.
What's that? Is that a white dingleberry?
Beat you with it.
Why are you going to beat me with it?
We're getting like way off topic here.
Yes, we are. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
So you want to get back to
So tight is
women
this?
not getting over their exes.
Why would you want to move backward? Like, that's just stupid. It is. I mean, you're just a sitting duck, not going anywhere, or you're going backwards. And then you gotta move forward. Our population is increasing. Like, there's more guys than ever. Like,
See, guys know this. This is why we move on, ladies, because we know there's more fish in the sea.
there's more beautiful women than you are.
And that's right.
You're not the only hottest chick in town.
Exactly. No matter how beautiful she is, she's easily replaceable. Guys instinctively know this.
Don't listen to that Beyonce saying that she's no irreplaceable.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, you women can think you're irreplaceable all you want. Guess what? It's a lie. You're replaceable.
Swimming in the pool of denial.
And when you realize that you're replaceable, guess what? You start having relationships that last longer because you start compromising and working with the guys.
That's when they go back to their exes and they find out that they are replaceable. Like they
Oh,
need
yeah.
that comfort.
And then you lead into this problem right here. Oh, he's doing this with this other girl. He's getting engaged, blah, blah, blah. And you're
All
replaceable.
the
Guess what?
savings when
You're
you're-
replaceable. I've had to tell Miss Money that. I mean, you know, Miss Money, she's kind of fun. She's smart. But she has guys tell her this all the time, so she thinks that she's the creme de la creme. She's not. She's just a real fun, awesome chick. Guess what? There's other fun, awesome chicks out there. She'd probably castigate me.
Anyway, probably be neutered by next week.
Yeah. If she sees the show.
If.
If she sees the show.
If.
But she posted that one week on Facebook. And I remember I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, you're answering your own question, woman. You're
Wait, what'd she post? What did she post?
it's something like guys tell women that they're awesome and they're irreplaceable, so women will act like it. and then she doesn't understand why these women get left if that's what the guys have been saying. Because the women have all of a sudden developed a pompous attitude. Women don't like pompous guys. Guess what? Guys don't like pompous ass women.
Wait. Actually, women do love pompous ass guys. All the guys who are cocky, it shows that to them in their eyes that they're really they're confident with themselves. So women love that. They love confident men. Men love confident women. Don't be all like insecure all the time, but don't be like over the top. Like you think you're the best fucking queen.
Do you watch? Do you watch Tough Love? VH1's Tough Love with Steve Ward.
No.
Oh my
It's all
goodness.
staged.
Well,
All
it's
the
staged,
life
but
is staged.
it's staged, but he always runs through a certain cycle because he's trying to teach women that don't know better the certain things, and it's hysterical. And he's always got this one girl that's insecure. And this week it's this beautiful, beautiful blonde. I mean, I saw her, I was like, wow, I'm not really attracted to blondes, but this one is awesome. I mean, she looks good. And she is so insecure, so needy, so desperate. It's disgusting. I'm watching it, I'm like, what the hell? Like, this girl could be awesome. And she's blonde, and I normally don't say that about blondes, because blondes, well, they're pompous.
Maybe she's screwed over all the time, you know?
It possibly.
And now she's all sad and insecure, no one loves her.
I've got some of the episodes on the computer. You'll have to watch them.
But you don't need to be desperate just because someone broke your heart.
I'll say it here too, like just because that you fall down doesn't mean you can get fucking back up and sit there and cry about it and get all emo negative. Like, give me
The
a
one chick that's handling everything the best is the beauty pageant girl.
break. Why?
Well, she won a beauty pageant a while back or something like that, and she gained a lot of weight, and then she lost a lot of weight. So she's Miss Body Issues. So she's insecure about her body, and she's also insecure about her hair. She's got a good set of hair. Now it's red hair, so it's she does have thin hair, so it's not like it's really super thin.
Yeah.
And so her crutch is extensions. She has extensions. You can tell the difference when she puts her extensions in. Her hair is a lot fuller. When she takes it out, it's a lot closer to her head, and a lot.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, she doesn't have she's not thinning or anything like that, but which is actually quite scary for women. Women that have thinning hair. Oh my goodness.
I have thin hair.
No, you don't.
I do. This is it because I took a shower this morning, so it's all like fluffy and poofy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the old style hair back in like the 70s or something. When you see in the high school senior photos, the women's hairs are like it's poofy but it's styled in a weird way. I don't know. I had to put like all these new products in it to make it all shiny, all nice looking.
So, anyway, Miss Body Issues. You'd figured she would be the insecure one because the last season that they did it, the one with the biggest insecurities was the Miss Body Issues, and this one is Miss Desperate. And the previous Miss Desperates they've actually kind of worked out. And
Yeah, they'll take anything they can get. They're desperate.
yeah. And so it's a real fun show. I like watching it. It's one of the only reality shows I'll tolerate, and I can spot the bullshit that they do on the show. It's reality shows reality shows is
Jersey Shore.
No.
is basically
Don't say Jersey
the
Shore,
right. They have
please.
writers. Reality shows have writers, folks, and that's what's happening. Reality shows do have writers, but the writers don't write out the dialogue. They write out the situations that they want to be seen.
They look for the right people.
Then they hand these to the people that are in the cast, which are usually B-rate actresses, in this case. People that have, they're struggling actors or actresses so they can get them cheap, all that crap. and they got to have certain personality traits or whatever they're looking for. So that's how they're doing it, folks.
I wanna go
Any
there.
reality show that you see is staged. I've looked at some of the previous cast members of Tough Love, and sure enough, almost all of them were struggling actresses and actors and stuff like that.
And of course they're staged because the FCC, if there's no FCC, then they wouldn't really care what the people do. And
No, they can bleep out any kind of, and they have.
Yeah.
They have. One girl was wearing a super thong bikini. I mean, you could see a little bit too much, and they blurred it.
Okay.
And whenever they cuss, because they will cuss, I mean, even Steve Ward will cuss. I don't give a
Edited.
You're gonna beat this.
It's mostly edited too, so they have
Yeah,
time-
yeah,
they
it's
have
all
time
it's all
to-
edited.
get time-
They
get
have to
time
edit it
they have
because
time
they
to edit.
film the situations like straight through with multiple cameras and stuff.
I hate FCC.
Well, I mean, the FCC, it serves a purpose.
Yeah, because parents bitch all the time. Kids watching this.
But see,
I
it's
ain't
a
no
little
kid's parent.
see it's a little less on cable because cable's not regulated by FCC.
Yeah.
What is it regulated by?
Advertisers. That's why if you see anything on cable, that's why cable they can have they can have like HBO and Cinemax and
Yeah.
all that stuff. When you have those type of cable shows,
Anything-
Oh yeah,
Those
HBO,
were-
they'll show you True Blood all there.
Yeah. So, you know, basically what's happening is the people that buy commercials, they want, if they're trying to sell to families, are families going to watch a show that's laced with curse words? No.
Why not?
So the audience dictates the content, basically, which is how it should be. The audience dictates the content. And there are avenues and channels out there that will cater to people that don't want edited stuff.
They just want strictly real.
Yeah, I got-
And this can apply to women too. And women need to know this. And this is why women need to know what they want. Because what are you advertising out there to the guys, ladies? What are you saying? How are you dressing? You might be getting guys' attentions at the club if you're dressed like a slut, but guess what? The guys are going to think you're a freaking slut. And they're going to treat you as such. And then you're left wondering why guys out there are all pigs. Because you're showing them the content of a slut, and he's thinking he's getting a
You're
slut.
Feeding the pig, it's food. Nom.
You're feeding the pig its food. So, if you want to get a good guy,
I'll put it on my Facebook. Buy men pigs. Because you're feeding them the food.
if you want to get a guy, you are going to have to present yourself as the woman that guy wants. And if you can't do that, you're not going to get that guy.
But don't
The
be
guy
too
you
needy.
will get will be the ones that are looking for what you're presenting. That's the truth. That's the terrible truth.
There's a balance though. There's a limit to how much you want them to see of you. Like, you can't come off as too needy. If you want a guy who wants a family, he'll be like, I love babies. I need babies. Babies. Too desperate. There's a limit to each. You need to be a
And
little
ease
sexy.
into a relationship.
Yeah.
You're supposed to figure each other out. And that's another topic that we'll hit on another day. My grandmother said that it's always good to marry your friend. And I hear time and time again from married couples that they married their best friend. So women, why are you out there not looking for a friend? And why are you not dating your friends? I've got a big issue with that bullshit.
Oh, we all know that.
And that's the terrible truth.
Oh, we already know that.
Until next week, folks, we're out.